So one of the other interesting things to do when you travel is to try to figure out what these monuments represent. And the short answer is they represent the culture and the values of the people here or within a central government. And what you notice when you travel, especially in the modern era, you'll see a lot of soldiers, a lot of military style monuments. And what that tells you, or should tell you, is how the military has essentially replaced civilian and in some cases religious infrastructure on a cultural basis. And when you go from a temple to, something that's not overtly warlike, although again it is a place to hide materials and people in case of an invasion, and you go to something like this, a rifle perched on top of one of the four corners of this monument to a king, you can probably deduce that Thailand is very much run by the military or has substantial military influence. And that is, your guess would be correct. What I want you to do when you evaluate these sorts of monuments is to try to think about something else. What could otherwise have been here? And if not a pagoda, if not a school, what else did people in the past value? And what could have been here may give you a hint as to the kind of culture that we have today, where military spending, in a sense, rules the roost. And for some reason, there are a lot of roosters over here. So I apologize for the pun. So when you travel, you're also trying to think about what has happened here, because in a globalized system, what has happened here, in many cases, will give you a clue as to what's happening in your hometown as well. And of course, we are now, if you're an American, we're now in a budget negotiation where both parties have agreed essentially not to cut any military funding. And so does this statue give you a clue about what's happening all over the world? And what has happened to human values in post-World War II? And these are the things you want to think about when you think about creating a different kind of society. How do you get there? And if you get there, do you tear down this monument? Or do you keep it? How do you balance it? There's not a whole lot of land to go around. You'd rather build condos perhaps, or maybe even shopping malls. What do you do to balance and try to bring into equilibrium this idea of civilian and military influence post-World War II, when it's patently obvious that the military has been able to overwhelm civilian infrastructure all over the world after 1945?